AM 560. The Answer.
Squirrel, we were censored from YouTube and Asshat almost immediately after they stole the 2020 election, right? Yeah. So the only way we could get out was terrestrial radio, this, and social media, certain social media that didn't censor us. And it's interesting to watch how people celebrate censorship now. I thought everyone was still mad about COVID and the censorship and all the rest of it and the stolen election. I'm still mad about that. Why would anybody celebrate this?
This is indeed a proud day to be Australian. Because make no mistake, this reform will change lives for Australian kids and allowing them to just have their childhood. For Australian parents, enabling them to have greater peace of mind. But also for the global community who are looking at Australia and saying, well, if Australia can do it, why can't we?
Be afraid of that. Australia is also the place that arrested and imprisoned people who wouldn't get vaccines or stay in their house. If Australia can do it, why can't everybody? And when you talk about these altruistic, virtuous government scumbags, remember, they're all the same, whether they have that shrimp on the Barbie accent or not.
The opposition leader is joining calls for Senator Bridget McKenzie to step down amid allegations she used a grants program to dish out money to sports clubs in must-win coalition seats. But it turns out Anthony Albanese's own electorate got a big cash grant too.
A minister of the Crown, just hoping her sports rorts scandal will go away.
Bridget McKenzie has to go, doesn't she?
No, she doesn't.
Bridget McKenzie is under huge pressure to resign after deciding to use a $100 million grants program to direct money to sporting clubs in seats the coalition was trying to win, while snubbing others found to be more deserving.
So that kind of thing, if it's censored from media, how can kids talk about things that are happening in their own country? And that's how I view social media. So everything has a downside. But why not focus on the upside? Why do you have such little faith in kids? And then you think about kids today versus kids of yesterday. So to hear the Australians talk about it, it's really interesting to me.
This is indeed a proud day to be Australian.
As we censor kids.
Today we change a generation.
We deserve the chance to figure out who we are without algorithms telling us what to like, what to think, and how to feel.
It starts here, in Australia, today. The world will follow like nations once followed our lead on plain tobacco packaging, gun reform, water and sun safety. How can you not follow a country who is clearly prioritizing teen safety ahead of tech profits?
What's the gun laws in Australia? Can't have any. They're all in on the green energy nonsense, and they just arrested people 3 years ago who refused to put the clot shot in their arm and went outside during flu season. They arrested you and put you in a camp.
As young Australians, we will be completely silenced and cut off from our country and the rest of the world with this ban. It's like we just grown up with this our entire lives, and now it's just being taken away from us all of a sudden. We wouldn't even know what else we could do. I've already heard of these different apps that kids are going to jump to because this social media is being taken away. But I believe once this social media is taken away, these platforms, the main ones, they're not perfectly regulated, but we can control them, and they're more regulated than other social media platforms.
Life is individual. Individuals make 30,000 choices a day. You just made 30,000 choices today, whether you think you did or not. The choices are based on your character. Why do people have such little faith in other people? Do you not remember the country you're from and who built it? I mean, we don't have to go with Monroe or Lafayette. We're 17. Push back the king. Go to the people who fought wars all over our history, all throughout our history, who actually fought the wars and how old they were.
Calvin Graham was just 11 years old when he first thought of lying about his age to join the Navy. He had his friends forge his mother's signature, stole a notary's stamp, and told his mom he was going to visit relatives for a while. Graham was 5'2", 125 pounds in his older brother's clothes and somehow made it through the recruitment screening. He was sworn into the Navy on August 15, 1942. At 12 years, 4 months, and 12 days old, he was the youngest individual to serve for the U.S. in World War II. Graham sailed aboard the USS South Dakota, known as Battleship X, as a loader for a 40mm anti-aircraft gun. November 14, 1942, during the Battle of Guadalcanal, the battleship was struck 47 times by Japanese fire. An explosion threw our young sailor down 3 decks of stairs. He suffered severe burns and was seriously wounded by shrapnel that tore through his face and knocked out his front teeth. In spite of his injuries, he tried to help his fellow sailors. Quote, "I took belts off the dead and made tourniquets for the living and gave them cigarettes and encouraged them all night. It was a long night. It aged me. I didn't do any complaining because half the ship was dead." Graham received the Bronze Star and a Purple Heart for his efforts. But a year later, Graham's mother learned of what her son had been up to and informed the Navy of his real age.
It's a hell of a story. And in Australia, he couldn't go on Facebook. He couldn't go on Twitter. And it's truly amazing how people are willing to allow this to happen without any pushback of the positive things. When an education system like the one in Chicago teaches you to hate America, teaches you capitalism is bad, it mind conditions you to be a slave and to start to trust information you've only heard because you haven't been exposed to other information. And the idea that this could be brought here, and right now there are people championing this, that should make you a little glimpse into the future of exactly what you're going to hear on a regular basis with very little pushback.
The Trump administration has made a number of threats aimed at the city of Chicago. Many, if not most, never come to fruition. This latest threat of withholding money for the CTA, do you perceive this as a real threat that the city could be losing the money?
Look, I take all of his threats seriously. There's no secret here. The very areas in which he has threatened our city are all of the demands post the Civil War: education, transportation, housing, good paying jobs, and health care. Quite frankly, his behavior is mired in ignorance. I think it was James Baldwin that said that ignorance and power allied is the most ferocious threat to justice. So
he was talking about Democrats in America 2025. He wasn't talking about people who want to enforce the law or make government functions government is only supposed to live up to: ensure national security, maintain order, resolve conflict, provide public services, and provide for the public good, of which every Democrat fails on all counts. 312-642-5600.
This is the Sean Thompson Show, where Democrats are always wrong, Republicans are seldom right, and politicians are never, ever to be trusted. On AM 560, The Answer.